We're really excited to have you join us for our call. So we are Outtake. We are home for movie lovers, and we like to champion independent films. And we're really excited by the rich and diverse films lined up for Glasgow's 21st run. Um, and we're lucky enough to have Chris Kumar, who is the film festival program coordinator and has been working with Glasgow's um, run for 7 years. Now, looking into the theme of coming of age with films like Make It in Munich, The Players, and I think in its own way, The Return with Telemachus and his own story. I'm just kind of curious, what was the thought process of this theme?
So it's our 21st edition. So it's one of those things, sometimes things line up just really nice and we were like, well, 21st edition, that's a big age. And I think we kind of kicked off with the retrospective that we have in the mornings at GFT. We always screen a free film every morning at the festival. And we thought, let's, focus around the coming of age theme. So we've got amazing sort of films in there, such like Gregory's Girl, iconic Scottish coming of age film. We have some like Path Up and Charlie, which is an amazing Indian coming of age film. And we just thought that's a good starting point. It makes sense to sort of focus on that. And then from there, it's kind of like I say, things line up sometimes. In this one, it kind of just filters into the program every so often. So we do have some stuff in there that kind of ties in with that theme of coming with age, coming with age, and I think for us as programmers and as a team, it's always nice to find a sort of hook to catch on to, because it makes it sort of easy to sort of summarize to someone who's never been to the festival maybe what this year is all about. And I think everyone knows what it's like to have been young and awkward at some point. So regardless of your age, whether you're going through it now or whether you've been through it 20, 30 years ago, we all know what it feels like. You don't get over, embarrassments that you felt when you were, a teenager. So I think that coming of age theme really kind of, hits deep for certain people. So that's kind of where we started off. But then after that, it is very much the program is just us sourcing films and looking for the best stuff that we can bring to our audiences and just making, the best sort of film festival we can. I was going to the festival for years before I started working here. So I know what it's like to be excited for the film festival program to drop, and I know what it's like to I know what I would want to see at a film festival, so I just try and always remember that when I'm doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think also, apart from the fact that we're getting such a high caliber of different films and amazing actors, we also get to have this pull apart piece of conversation with James McAvoy, which is a huge actor from Scotland.
Yeah, so James is probably one of our, biggest actors, certainly in terms of the love that he has from like audiences. I mean, that's not just in Scotland, across the UK and the world, people love James McAvoy. And he's obviously delving into directing his first feature. He's recently been in Glasgow filming that. So we wanted to reach out to him and see if he would come along and just have a chat about his career to date because he's done so much stuff. You think about his career, he has like covered it all. He's done, the X-Men movies, but then he's done things with M. Night Shyamalan, and like he doesn't really, keep himself in any specific genre. He's all looking to like, do something interesting. And we just thought it'd make for a really good conversation. So that's going to happen on the first weekend of the festival. I think it'll be very popular. He'll talk about just everything that he's done up to date, and then obviously he'll probably touch a bit about his new film that he's directing. And yeah, it's just really good for us to be able to welcome such a big star who is, Scottish, and we can say this is a really big Scottish star that has went on to do some amazing things. And here he is, he's here supporting, a film festival in Glasgow, but also, we want to celebrate his work as well because it's no mean feat, getting to where he has, especially when you look at how hard it can be to, get things made in Scotland. I mean, we're trying to help where we can by showing things, but, there is obviously difficulties and hurdles there. So it's just cool to celebrate someone like him. And we're really grateful he's going to give us his time to talk about a little bit about his career.
And I think the amazing thing about Glasgow Film Festival is that it has a huge way of celebrating just cinema in general. And last year, you were able to share with us the secret to how you find these films, which is a mixture of going to Toronto, Austin's Fantastic Fest, and many others, including some of Glasgow's own home talent. Now, when it comes to this year, we're kind of just wondering, what is your inspiration?
In terms of inspiration, I think really, I mean, as I say, I've been coming to the festival for a long time before I started working here, and then I started working here, and the chance to be able to give an audience the same feeling I felt when I used to walk through these doors as just a ticket buyer, um, is really just such a great buzz, and I think with cinema in general, it's important to be with like-minded individuals and share those experiences in a crowded audience. There's nothing better than going to see a film that's really exciting in a packed cinema and there's a buzz to the place and people just really feel excited because I think what you got to remember is a lot of the films that we see at our festival, it's the first chance anyone in the UK has been able to see this film, for instance. So many UK premieres, so it's like this is you getting in the ground floor, and there's just a buzz and excitement. I think, when it comes down to inspiration for certainly myself, and I know this is true of the other programmers, we just want to make sure that everyone that comes to the festival can find something in there for them. Whatever your taste in films is, there's something in this program for you. You might have to scroll through the listings and look a little bit because, like I say, there's like 120 odd films in the program, which is no, obviously a lot of films. But if you take the time and just have a little look through, there's bound to be something you'll find. And for us as a programmer, that's all you care about. You just care about servicing the audience and making sure that they're happy. As much as I get to program stuff that I really enjoyed and I'm excited to show people, part of my job also is just to make sure that the audience is looked after. And that's kind of the main thing we want to hammer home with Glasgow Film Festival is that the audience comes first. It's without the audience we can't do a film festival. Like no one would, so it's just one of those things. So yeah.
Okay, well, just bouncing off of that, as someone who went avidly to the film festival, this is going to be my first year, so I'm a complete rookie. Do you have any advice on how I can best experience it?
The best thing to do is just, and this is what I would do if I go to a film festival and like I go to Toronto or whatever, is really just set aside an evening to sit down and go through day by day and just try and plan out like look at all the times. We'll have a schedule up on the website and stuff in a grid that you can see and it'll all be laid out, and just try and figure out like when am I available, and then look at all the timings and say like what can I go and see in these blocks. Because when I go to something like a film festival, I'll say like I'm getting up in the morning, I want to see 5 films today, and it's all about lining it up. And really, it's just planning is key. If you've never been to a film festival before and you want to see lots of stuff, you gotta plan it. That's not to say that when you're in the film festival and it's happening, maybe something will take your eye and you change. So be you like flexibility is also important. But I think having a general plan of all the stuff you want to see and like buy your tickets and then just make sure that you're open to maybe dipping into something else if that's the case. And other than that, when you're at the film festival, especially around Glasgow, plenty of places to get snacks and stuff. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you have plenty of snacks on you. And yeah, it's just be prepared for that sort of stuff. But yeah, planning is key when it comes to utilizing your time the best.
I'm going to say this as an avid letterbox user. I like to plan using my letterbox account.
Yep.
And have my watch list. What would
Yep.
be on your top 4 from the films we have at the moment?
Top 4. So I would say Sharp Corner is an excellent film that I saw at Toronto, which is about a man who moves into a new house with his family. It's like their dream house, but they live on a sharp corner, funnily enough, which is where the title comes from. And when they move in the first day, someone crashes their car into their garden and dies. And then the father of the family, he then becomes obsessed with the idea of I need to make sure this doesn't happen again. Excellent film. It's a thriller, sort of psychological, chilling tale, essentially. Excellent film. Sharp Corners is a really good one. Stars Ben Foster, who has been in loads of things like Leave No Trace and Hell or High Water. Excellent, excellent actor. I would recommend Ebony and Ivory, which is
Hmm.
a film from Jim Hosking, who had done previously The Greasy Strangler and An Evening with Beverly Luff Lynn. Now, his films are very weird, and Ebony and Ivory is weird. It could be Marmite. Some people might not like it. But that's kind of the beauty of film festivals. The film is essentially about two pop superstars who meet up in Scotland in a little cottage and they decide that they're going to try and write the next big pop hit. But lots of weird stuff happens in it. So that's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil it, but Ebony and Ivory is a good one. If you want to take a chance on something, I would also recommend You Are the Universe, which is a Ukrainian sci-fi film. Really wonderful film. I was blown away by it. And most notably, I was blown away by how amazing it looks, considering it was essentially filmed and made during the sort of invasion of Ukraine and things like that, and all the stuff that happened there, which obviously devastating. So that just adds an extra layer of like, I can't believe this film even got made, but a really tender film about a lone astronaut who realizes he might be the only person left alive, but when he hears a voice on his intercom from someone else, he then kind of starts to try and investigate and find this person. Very sweet, very good. And yeah, I mean, I would maybe just also just big up the closing film, which is Make It to Munich. It's a very Scottish film. It's a very local film about a young man who suffered some really serious injuries when he was in the USA on a football scholarship. And his doctor and physiotherapist said to him, well, how about this? How about we set you a challenge? We'll cycle from Glasgow all the way to Germany for Scotland's first game of the European Championships. Um, and it's just and it's not about the football. That's the thing. The film is not about the football. It's about the just amazing willpower that these people have to cycle all the way, especially when he's only 6 months removed from life-threatening injuries, essentially. Such a heartwarmer. It's gonna be a really nice closing film. And like I say, very, very Scottish. So I think that's one that will win a lot of people's hearts.
I think ultimately that's what we want, a nice journey from one way or another. I mean, that's a the coming of age story, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited to be able to join for the film festival from the 26th of February to the 9th of March. But yeah, thank you so much, Chris.
Oh, amazing. Thanks so much for having the time to chat to me. And I look forward to seeing you here when you're here. Please say hello.
I will do. All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Catch you later.